for your fantastic support. Welcome to another map drawing. As you can see, I'm planning to draw the map of South Italy, and interesting facts and so much to read, so I almost couldn't stop and start recording. Now this video, there are just so much historically about this area. Prints of historical maps, and Italy is quite a modern invention. Historically there's been a lot of different states here. I don't know if it's accurate to call it states, but of them. So it's been kingdoms, it's been duchies, something called the marquisate. I'm not sure. The marquisate of Verona. It's been bishoprics, and it's been like Roman Empire and Austrian Empire. I'm going to focus on how Italy looks today with regions. 20 regions, I think. And I also think, as you can see, I flipped the frame, so it's because the shape of Italy and fit into this vertical frame. Also have a map here from 1990, bigger map of Italy. But as usual, I start with the coastline. So let's start with the heel of the boot. This is Puglia. Calabria. Puglia. Umbria. We have Campania. Trieste. And here the coast ends. We have Slovenia, the other side of the Adriatic Sea. And here the other side of Italy, Ligurian Sea. Ligurian, I'm not sure. And Italian Riviera and Toscana. Some islands, archipelago. Here as well, Capri, another island. And we have this big island in the south, Sicilia or Sicily. And here we have Sardinia, another big island. And here we have French Corsica. You could do the borders dotted line like this. Looks quite nice. So start with the terrestrial border here. Border to Switzerland. The Alps. to Slovenia, to Austria. Control the coast here as well. So you can see Adriatic or Adriatic, not sure. The pronunciation of A letter in English. It could be A, never sure. More simple in Swedish when it's always Adriatic in Swedish. Okay, so here we have the shape of Italy. Not completely accurate, but it's being so. I hope I'm excused. It's always interesting to draw the rivers of an area because it's the landscape. In Italy there's a lot of mountains. We have the Alps, the Italian part, the southern parts of the Alps, north. And we have the mountains, the Apennines, through Italy like this. And between there are rivers and plains. We have agriculture, even prehistoric time, old humans living there. I believe that it's been so much Italy a really long time ago. So much coast. I mean, this peninsula is really narrow, and the coast has been really important before there were railways or so. Okay. Not a surprise that here. This ancient. We have here to the north, the Adige. This color I will change to another blue color. Adige starts here at the Alps. Adige. And then Mare Adriatico. This really important river, Po. It also starts here in the Western Alps somewhere. It's through Torino. Guess I could start some cities. Torino. The Adige River. Verona should be here. And also Bolzano. Verona. Torino. Next we have a river. It's the river flows through Bologna. It doesn't start in the Alps, it starts here in from the Apennines. Appennino Tosco for Toscana and Emiliano for this region here. What's it called? It's Emilia Romagna. Somewhere. Here we have a big city, I guess the second biggest in Italy. It's Milan, Bologna. We also have a river here, the Apennines. Let's see. Should be here somewhere. Floating through Florence. It's a country of its own, it's San Marino. It's not Italy. So San Marino. river. Let's see. The river Tevere. This was the river Arno. Tevere. Volturno. Not super long rivers, but a river here on the peninsula, because we have these Apennines, not as in the Alps, so I guess that's the reason why the rivers are short. And Tevere floats through Rome, and Volturno floats here, close to Napoli, not through Napoli. Let's point out some more cities. We have capital Ilia, and that's Palermo. We have capital of Sardinia. I hope I can call them capitals. I mean, I think they're like a capital city in a way. But I mean, capital city of Italy is of course Rome. Here. Catanzaro. Capital. We have Bari, capital of. We have Potenza, capital of Basilicata. Campolise. We have Rome. We have capital of Abruzzo. Capital of Marche. We have capital of Umbria. We have capital of Veneto. Trieste, capital of Puglia. We have, let's see if the river flows. I think it does, so it's here. Trentino, Alto Adige. Milano, Torino, capital of Aosta Valley. So I'll make these names down. Milano, Trento, Venezia, here we are. And Perugia. Roma. Bari. And Cagliari. These are the capitals of the 20, and also it's the capital of the northern province of this region here. Or the regions as well. So here we have still not sure if I pronounce it right, but Liku. Basically the coast here. So it's the Italian Riviera. Beautiful place to visit. And to the north of Liguria we have Piedmont. Piedmont. The Aosta Valley. Smallest region, but it's also one of the 5 regions with special it's in a way autonomous, bilingual, so it has special uses both Italian local language, that's spoken here in the Alps. We have Lombardia. Lombardia. I think the border must be here. Just at the Po River. Somehow. Milano. Here to the northeast we have Alto Adige. Basically two quite, I guess, autonomous. Alto Adige to the north, Sud Tirol. I guess they're kind of German or Bavarian. And to the very east here we have Friuli, Venezia, Giulia. Also one of the 5 autonomous regions, or with additional official languages. And here we have Veneto. Here we have so this region here. And to the west we have Toscana. Here, Marche. In the middle we have Umbria. Yeah. Here we have Abruzzo. And one of the regions, Molise. Here's Campania. There's Basilicata. Sardinia. This is my map of Italy. It's a bit messy perhaps when I did all these border regions. But now I think I have historical regions as well that I have found interesting. For example here in the 18th century, in the 15th, you can see that also in the 19th, you can see the Kingdom of Naples. It's called here Kingdom of Sicily, Kingdom of Naples. In 1943, here it says Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. So for quite a long time, it was its own kingdom. Sicily, Calabria, Basilicata, Molise, and Abruzzo. We have the Papal State with its capital Rome. You can see it here in the 15th, so for quite some time there was this I guess that's basically Lazio, Marche, and the eastern part of Emilia-Romagna. And you can also see here before the modern Italy was there were a lot of smaller duchy. Yeah, I guess most of them were duchies. Duchy of Lucca, Massa, Duchy of Parma, Duchy of in this region in the here, just to show you. So I guess Duchy of Lucca located here, and Massa. part of Emilia-Romagna and Modena. So these were small duchies. If we want to point out, we have Benevento, located, extended or eastern coast of the Italian peninsula. Here in the 11th, it was smaller, belonged to the Papal States. So Benevento, located here somewhere. And then we also have Pontecorvo. That I would like to mention. I found it quite interesting, the history behind Pontecorvo. So this is the coat of arms of Pontecorvo. And Pontecorvo means a curved bridge. So you can see the bridge here, the coat of arms. It was a principality, independent, I guess, principality, or if it's around 1810 to 1815 or something like that. So gave it, so to say, to well, called Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte. And what I found so interesting about that was that Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte 2 years later became the king of Sweden. And this is the coat of arms of Sweden, used today. And here we have the Pontecorvo bridge as a symbol. So I also read that Jean-Baptiste, his principality, the Pontecorvo. Somehow this history, the Swedish coat of arms. So that was quite cool, I think. So the regions of Sweden is it's still this family. So Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte was the first. I guess it's our king. He's something. Is Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte. Let's see if we have something more interesting here. Here in the 11th century, there was a small duchy south of. And of course, that's very famous today. Coast. A lot of tourists go there. Also to the Capri Island. Here, 15th century. You can see a small something, principality, duchy, or what it could be. Yeah, here it says Duchy of Venice. So I guess that must have been basically east of Bologna, south of Venice. Yes, this was Ferrara. It's located here. Marquisate of Mantua. Milan was a duchy. Savoy, now part of France. Savoy of France was now France, and also Nice to be part of the Kingdom of Lombardy. Not sure if it has ever been part of the modern Italy, but actually this was Lombardy. Kingdom of Sardinia. And then Savoy and was part of that kingdom. Also the Bolzano Alto Adige used to be part of the Austrian Empire for a long time. Here we have the Toscana, the 11th century, and then in the 15th century it was called the Republic of Florence, and it was divided between the Republic of Florence and Republic of Siena. Marquisate of Mont. Ferrara were duchies. Republic of Venice. Duchy of Savoy. Marquisate of Republic of Genoa. To keep track on all these things that had happened in this area during the history. name comes from Etrusc, somehow related to the Tuscany. And the Etruscans were here before the Roman Empire, and what's now Tuscany. Here in the north of Italy, they were living in their own writing alphabet. This alphabet really interesting when I read about it, because it's like a Greek alphabet and the Latin alphabet. So I guess it was it had a huge impact on how the Latin alphabet developed today. The English and the English language and a lot of languages uses it. But yeah, it was influenced by the Etruscan writing system, and what the Etruscan words meant, no one really knows. Which I mean, they haven't found to read and understand the Etruscan language, but enough to like how the alphabet, what letters they used and how they were pronounced. And I would like to show you one word in this is perso, and it was the word for mask in Etruscan. And if we flip it and write it from left to right instead, we can assemble letters we use today in Latin alphabet. And for person, Swedish, person, English, it's actually derived from mask, perso. And in the Republic of Siena, what's now this area, southern part of Toscana, these like walled medieval hill towns that's located on really high. They're really nice. I've been to one of them. There's also one called Pienza and one called Cortona. Here south of Firenze. And I think Ferrara was quite interesting. The Ferrari car. And when I read a little about it on Wikipedia, the Ferrari cars actually are produced here in the Mararello, down close to Modena. So I guess it has some connection here, the Ferrari and the Ferrari cars in Modena. In this area, Parma, I should think about the Parma ham. It's famous, like a dry cured prosciutto di Parma. And in this area, the Po River, a lot of agriculture for a long time in the area. And I actually remember from when I was a kid, one of my absolute favorite songs. I had like two songs I remember over and over again. One of them was from the it's an Italian song called La Lega. And La Lega, some time ago, I found out that it was from this area around late 19th century something. So a little more than 100 years. Revolt for the workers on the rice fields. They wanted to get better paid, and they wanted to unite, and they wanted better conditions for. And there were this famous revolt song, La Lega. When I was a kid, I had it on vinyl, and it was something like La Lega crescerà, gli altri lavoratori vogliono crescerà, e noi altri lavoratori vogliamo la libertà. Really catchy, I think. And actually now when I googled the Sesame Street song, the Mana Mana Padipidipi song, to my Italian couple. Yes, I like Italian music. So that's basically what I had to show you this time. Coast. See here. Adriatic Sea. Ionian Sea. The Strait of Messina on Sicily to Villa San Giovanni. And close to Napoli, to the south. I guess it's right there at the Amalfi Coast, Pompeii, by the volcano here, Vesuvio. Yeah, we have some islands to draw. There's some volcanic called the Ionian Island. We have the Alps, there's a famous lake here somewhere, Como Lake. And to the west of Firenze we have Pisa, famous tower of course, leaning. So I hope you will. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.